Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Liz. It is Tuesday morning, and I have somebody very special with me today, Brandon Blewett. And that's his name. He did not blow anything. This is so cool. Actually, you didn't blow it. You wrote an amazing book here.
Thank you.
And the idea of the title of this book makes me crack up. Because first of all, I'll tell everybody what the book is all about. It is how to avoid strangers on airplanes. Let me tell you something. I will bury my face, my body. I don't like to deal with people on the airplane, and I feel like I'm very unsociable because I will get in there and I will curl myself up, cover my body, and not look or talk to anybody.
Well, now you can just hold this book open.
Oh.
And the title, the cover itself does the work for you.
Well, I don't know yet.
Right.
This is amazing. So before we get into the book, what made you write something like this?
So for 15 years, I have traveled every single week for work, and it seemed that there was a lot of joint frustrations in the whole air travel process that I thought, why not take a humorous look at it and find ways to apply it to other parts of our personal lives?
No, I love that, and I love the fact that there's a humorous point to this book.
Very sarcastic.
It is.
Yes,
I
very.
love that. I love sarcasm. I love humor, and so this sounds like it's perfect for me. It's the survival guide for the frequent business traveler. Now, I know a lot of business travelers are going to be excited about this, but I think anybody who travels will also get pointers, even if they're just going on a trip.
Oh, yes, and one of the fun parts of writing the book was that a lot of the habits, I center it on the 6 habits of highly annoying travelers. So, think Flip Covey's, 7 highly successful people on its head.
Yes.
And most of the habits are actually performed by frequent business travelers. So I think whether you go to the airport twice a year or twice a week, there's a lot in there that people will find cathartic to read.
I have to say, the most disturbing thing that I've seen on an airplane was somebody clipping their toenails.
It's funny that you mentioned
that.
On my Instagram, I put quotes up of weird things that I've heard people say on planes called "What did they say?"
Oh.
And someone asked me, "Do you mind?" As they had
asked...
picked out, and I said yes, I do. I think that's something that can wait till you get
so
to your
vulgar.
hotel room. Right.
Oh my God, that's probably, I gotta say I was pretty disgusted. And let's see, another pet peeve of mine is people who don't, it's okay, I understand children will cry in a plane and hurts their ears and whatever, but when they have a kid that's beating the back of your chair and running around and the parents aren't doing anything about it, that makes me crazy as well.
Sometimes it's the parents. Sometimes it's the parents
I know, well,
doing
that's
it.
why the kid's so obnoxious, because the parent hasn't taught him anything.
Exactly.
What's your most annoying person you've ever encountered on a plane?
So it's funny, and there's actually, I ski Beaver Creek
Yeah?
multiple times a year. Grew up skiing here, love it. I love the fact that Eagle is so close that I don't have to deal with Denver in the drive.
Nice.
But I will say this, and I'm sure a lot of your viewers have noticed that some of the passengers that fly through there, even if they're on a commercial flight, treat it as though it's private aircraft.
Oh.
And I've had several instances where someone thought that I needed to hear their quarterly earnings report on the plane, and they stayed on their phone.
How obnoxious.
From the time we checked in until the time the plane was about to take off. The flight attendants having to be like,
wow.
"No, this isn't FAA." So things that invade on your personal space, whether it's noise or actual physical space, are the things that drive me the most crazy.
The phone thing for me is crazy, even in the line of a supermarket. Just, I don't want to hear about your daughter's,
it's personal.
Doctor's appointment or whatever. Yeah, it is personal. What's your favorite part what is your favorite part about this book that you want people to really, really reach out and grab it?
Well, I think beyond just the travel stories, which are funny and relatable, it was a lot of reflection on how my professional journey also mirrored air travel. There's delays, there's turbulence, there's times that you feel like your flight's canceled and it's not, and there's always another flight or there's always another path. So while it is really funny, it is sarcastic, it's even self-deprecating on my own journey, which I think people like to read.
People really enjoy that.
Right. Because it makes you human.
And it makes you not think you're like all that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many books that are career-driven self-help that this is the absolute blueprint, and this is more, hey, some crazy things are going to happen. here's how you dodge, the backpacks in the aisleway and avoid all the crazy crowds along the way.
Oh, I can't wait to open this and read it. So, what's your favorite tip in this book? Don't give too much away, but give a little tip so people get an idea of what's going on inside these. Because it's not huge, so it would be a nice, quick, easy, happy read.
I think the number one tip, and the reason that I was able to write this book without becoming an example in it myself, is always pack food or eat before you get to the airport.
But not tacos.
Right. No. Things that you can bring on board that aren't going to offend your neighbors.
Right, like tuna sandwiches.
Right, to stay full. I heard on another shows, you're not yourself when you're hungry. And I think that because you get hangry, and I think that if people would pack snacks and find a way to stay a little bit full, you're a little less agitated.
I agree with you.
And a lot of the interactions that you see that go viral on social media may not happen.
I agree with you, and also it's a lot less expensive to pack a small little snack at home than to go get a $30 bag of M&Ms.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. But I mean, my point is that you can bring something a little bit healthier, you can feel nourished, and you can always find something that's not gonna really disturb, you're not gonna bring a can of sardines.
No kimchi.
Oh, yeah, no. But people do that, and it's super bizarre. But I mean, also having a little respect for the other people that you're traveling with would help, but a lot of people don't really look at that. They're in their own little bubble and they're doing their own thing.
I hear a lot of people say, I paid for the seat, and I think that instead of viewing it as ownership, think about when you rent an Airbnb. You can stay there for a bit of time, but it's not your house.
Right, it's like driving. It's a privilege, not a right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think a lot of people should really heed that. And, I mean, and like you said, it's a lot of business travelers because they're the most frequent travelers. Right. So they might be the biggest offenders, it's fair. Which is okay. What do you personally do when you get on a plane and you want that tunnel vision? What do you do? I
think the easiest thing to do to detract others from talking to you is to have in your headphones, have your laptop open, and look busy. Because then I think most people are not going to approach you.
Correct.
Because it looks like you are zoned in and doing something.
Yeah.
And you're also not being loud. If you're on your laptop, you're not on your phone having a conversation, so you're not disrupting them. But to me, that's the kind of the easy cue to give people if you want to be loud.
Yeah, no, I like that. I pretend to sleep.
That's perfect.
They looking at me, I'm like, I just close my eyes really fast.
Get a little eye patch.
Well, I'm weird because I still worry about germs on a plane, so I wear those big glasses, and then I have my mask, and then I wear a hat. So nobody's going to want to talk to me because I look like a crazy person.
No, but that's a good tactic.
So when did you write this book? Because we're going to close soon, but I want everybody to be excited about getting, and where can we find this book as well? This is a great book.
So you can find the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo. It's on iBooks. I'm looking to work with some local bookstores as well to get it plugged in.
Okay.
It's also available on my website, which is brandonblewett.com. And I wrote it. We finished publishing and editing and all of that in December of last year. So it's quite recent. Yeah.
That's amazing. And now you're not bragging, but I'm looking at your career path and it's doing good. You should talk on the phone while you're standing in line to get on the plane and talk about your assets right there. That's really cool. I can't thank you enough. Is this the first book you've ever written, Brandon?
It is. It actually is.
Well, guess what? Brandon didn't blow it. I can't thank you enough for being here with us. You guys definitely get on Amazon, and it's called How to Avoid Strangers on Planes. It's got levity, it's got lightness, and it's got some great tips. I can't thank you enough for being here with us, and I hope you have a wonderful winter here. And thanks for being on TV8.
All right, thanks.
All right, you guys got it. It's Brandon Blewett, How to Avoid Strangers on Airplanes. Get it at Amazon today, and we'll be right back with more TV8 here on Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.